in some areas of southern Europe, for example, Spain, Italy, Greece, there's a lot of erosion problems, especially in vineyards and orchards. There's also pollution problems around industrial sites, and there's also nutrient pollution from concentrated animal husbandry to waterways, affecting water quality, both for drinking but also for ecosystem health. So all of these factors combined mean that the state of soils in Europe is not so good, and they want to do something about it. Agricultural research, trying to find new ways to do agriculture better, is actually one of the oldest areas of research. And in fact, a fun fact is a lot of the statistical methods that we use today in research are based upon field trials, agricultural trials looking at crops. But despite all of the decades of research on agriculture, we still find ourselves in a situation where soil health is declining. And so the European Commission has realised that something has to change, and a new way of doing research has to evolve such that real change is implemented on the ground. And so they have embraced this idea of living labs, and they want to establish 100 living labs around Europe. So what is a living lab? A living lab is a group of people in a region who are passionate about working together towards a goal. In your example, it could be, for example, in creating a vibrant bioeconomy region where you're using bioresources in a sustainable manner, where companies are working together to use wastes efficiently, where energy is renewable, where smart logistic solutions are found, where the economic situation is improved, where you're creating new exciting jobs for young people, and where people are feeling embraced by the culture and the nature around them and feeling like we're heading in a good direction. So for the researchers, those of you who are researchers, you might be wondering, well, where do I fit into this sort of ecosystem, this new sort of collaborative approach? And really, it's the new approach with this living lab is that instead of the researcher coming up with the experiment or the plan about what should be researched upon, and things get published that maybe they get implemented or maybe they don't get implemented. The idea here is that the group, the community, the stakeholders involved in implementing the solutions are really active in defining the way forward, and the researcher's role is to come in and use their expert knowledge to guide, to measure where there's knowledge gaps, and maybe also to monitor the changes going on and hopefully improvements over time. These also need to be supported by funding, especially in the early stages, and this is where local governments, regional governments, state governments can come in to create a framework for this group to start working together, to finding maybe an organisational or network framework for how they can work together, maybe get some extra funding to start doing pilot projects. But the main idea with this living lab is it should continue into the future. It's not a project where, let's do this for 1 or 2 or 3 years and that was nice, let's go on. This is something which continues on forever as an enduring institution. and whereby the research actually becomes quite valuable, because it's this longitudinal study, going from where you are now to where you want to be, and measuring those changes over time. So there's a lot to learn, and we're always learning on how we can do things better. And this living lab approach is one way that we can work together as people and communities to advance what we want to advance, whether it's bioeconomy, whether it's soil health, whatever it is your goal is in your region. You're welcome to check out our website for this project in Europe. It's called prepsoil.eu, and we have some definitions up there, and you can read more into the background of what's going on there. Canada was actually first out in implementing a lot of this living lab approach, and also this idea is not uncommon to Australia. We have these type of groups going on here as well. We just call them different things. So you might already be doing this, but calling it something else, and that's fine. You can come up with your own word for this. This is just what's being used as a bit of a catchword in Europe and around the places. So in saying that, that's all I have to share with you today. I wish you well for your meeting, and I hope you're able to come with some fruitful discussions and launch all of your beautiful plans into reality. So greetings from me from Noosa in Queensland, and all the best with your meeting. Bye for now.